So the last time we used the API key for the QL permit and also the authorization. So right now we're gonna use IAM instead of the API key. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna search IAM. So here you go. So you can just copy the host here. If you don't know how to get the host, you can watch my previous video. And you're gonna put your SS key ID and a secret key ID. So actually I have already have this in my previous example, so I'm just gonna copy this. Alright, and also include the secret key. And you need to put one more thing. It's gonna be your data. You're gonna use UTC now. And also you're gonna put something in the value. So this value is basically what you're gonna put after this QL. So alright, so only thing we need to do about this QL, just copy the QL that what we're gonna do, and we leave the variable blank. Alright, and my region is US East 1, so that's okay. So let me just disconnect this, and we're gonna use the QL permit and also the authorization. Alright, and we're gonna go back to our. So here is my app thing. So I'm gonna go to the Sigma, and here you see I put the. Here you can find something different. I put the at AWS API key and at AWS IAM, put in front of the after the type name. So all the type, and after its type name, you're gonna put at AWS API key and AWS IAM, which allows you to use IAM and also the API key to get authorization. So actually, you see all the types I put at API key and also the at AWS IAM. All right. So after you edit it, you click save. Very important. And also you're gonna go to the setting. So here you're gonna say here is additional authorization provider. So you can add this is IAM. So in the default setting, there's no any additional authorization providers. So if you don't have IAM in your list, you can add a new one, authorization mode, and you're gonna select IAM. All right. So if you don't add the additional authorization, it default to use the API key. So but if you add your IAM and you go back to Schema and add at AWS IAM after the type name, then it's gonna be okay. So we go back to Unreal 4. So we're gonna click play. True. So we're gonna open the fire camp. So that was my project. So what am I gonna do is to fetch the Sigma, and this is create a table. So alright, and I'm gonna just click this button. So actually it also return the data, this description. It return the description. Alright, so this is how we're gonna use IAM to get authorization. So here, the last thing I'm gonna do is to use Lambda. Use this plugin. Here is QL. So actually, this is only DynamDB. So we're gonna do Lambda right now. So here is the data source. So what am I gonna do is create a data source. And the data source name, I will just say test Lambda. And the data source type, I will say AWS Lambda function. And my region, of course, is US East 1. And my function ERN, actually my function name is get latency. So this is my function. Alright, and I'm gonna click create. Alright, so we're gonna go back to the Sigma. So in the QL, we're gonna add get latency. So get latency. So for now, it's gonna be an input. This input name is called timestamp. Alright, and So I put the inputs. Now it's gonna be the return. The return is gonna be latency. It's gonna be the return name is called the latency. So what am I here is gonna to define a type, and this type I will say get latency return. Alright, and so as also I'm gonna put the at AWS API key and at AWS IAM after the type name. And also we have to remember it's gonna be the return of the get latency, though the return name is called latency. So I'm gonna define latency here. So the type is gonna be int. Alright, and so now the return type of the get latent is gonna be the get latest return. Alright, so actually on the right side, we add the get latest in the queue. So in the queue, we also have get latest of the get latent return. So here is the resolve, but if you don't have a resolve, you're gonna create a resolver. So let me just delete this resolver. Resolve found it. Let me refresh this page, or maybe we can save Sigma and refresh this. So on the queue, there's no resolver for this function name called getLatency. So what am I gonna do is to attach so the data source name, which I just created before, and it's gonna be testful lambda, and enable request mapping template and enable the response mapping template, and click save resolver. Saved, and we go back to the get lambda. Actually, all things good. So we're gonna go back to FireCam. Let me just delete them. Alright, and click here to fetch the Sigma, and click get latest, get timestamp, and its return latest. So get timestamp, I'm gonna put render, and click play button. And now the latest just return what the input is. Alright, so I'm gonna run this in the Unreal 4. Copy this. So let me just, we don't need a handler anymore. Here is the begin play. What am I gonna search right here is gonna be send GraphQL request. Alright, and I'm gonna just copy this. I just copy and paste to the queue. So no variable. This is no variable, blank variable, and the endpoint. The endpoint is what? It's gonna be the QRL of us. Go to setting and API URL. This is gonna be our endpoint. Alright, and the header.